Hello, welcome to Hang Out. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jonas.
This is Jerry, and he's just having a wee nap today, so...
Sleepy time.
Sleepy time indeed. It has been
Yes.
hot.
It has been hot, but it has rained for the first
rained
time
yesterday.
in a while.
Today? Yesterday.
Yesterday.
So
some cooling down,
But it's back to being sunny. It's back to being sunny.
Yeah.
I'm in a nice light t-shirt because the flat is warm, and you're in a jumper because
I'm crazy.
you only wear the same thing. Is your jumper green? No. It's just the camera thing because you're in focus.
Yes, I
You've
am in
left that
focus.
on. Cool.
Haha.
Wow.
Exciting.
Yes, the camera
technology.
monitor shows up as green if something's in focus.
Yes, we call it peaking.
So what it's really telling me is that you've made yourself in focus and not me.
No, no, because the screen is also in focus. So everything on this plane.
I'm not agreeing. It's also telling me that the camera's
Yeah,
ever
your
so
hair
off
is-
angle, so you're
your
getting
hair is
a
green.
Dutch angle.
Wow,
So enjoy
that
that.
is so slight. If you can tell,
I'm sure in the
Give
first
us
minute
a-
of this video, it's going to be flooded with comments saying, why is the camera wonky, until we acknowledge
I mean, please do.
it.
Please do leave a comment
Flood
if you can
away.
tell that the camera is slightly tilted.
Sure, slide it one way. But no, we thought we'd just
wonky.
do a normal chit-chat.
Chit-chat.
Because quarantine, you know? How y'all doing? How you keeping up? We've been watching some films.
Are you doing all right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's okay. I'm doing fine. Are you talking to me or them?
both.
Both.
Are you doing all right?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good.
I think we're actually doing better in quarantine than...
Oh?
I don't want to say most people. 'Cause that's
and
very
I
general.
was like,
But chatting-
than we were doing before quarantine. I was like,
Well,
what?
it was yesterday when you were on the phone to your mum.
To my parents, but yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Which is
What-
basically
what did
being
I
on the
say?
phone to my mom.
Hi, Marcus.
Hi, Dad.
No, and you were like, dinner time. And I was like, oh, do you want to make you dinner? Because we had, as of course you know, a 7 o'clock game appointment with Hell Let Loose, which
Exactly.
you'll watch live. And I was like,
dinner had to
okay, it
be
was
on the
getting
dot.
like 6:10, and I was like, okay, I can go because I know he's got stuff to microwave, so I thought I'll just
Yeah.
run and grab that. And you were like, no, not you, on the phone. I was like, oh, okay, sorry, cool. And there was something else I said that was responded to.
Oh, something
harshly,
with
and I was
like the Wi-Fi, because like our
oh
Wi-Fi.
yeah, the
cut
Wi-Fi
out.
went down. So, well, nationwide in the UK, Virgin Media crashed.
Mm.
That included the Republic of Ireland as well, apparently, because it was all over
Mm.
r/Ireland. On there. But, yeah, so I thought... So the Wi-Fi crashed mid-conversation with you guys, and I got it
Mm.
back up, and I showed you that the Wi-Fi was back. So you can swap out of your phone
Mm.
off your data onto Wi-Fi. You're like, what is this? What are you showing me? And I was like, just the Wi-Fi speeds. That's okay. It's all right.
In my defense, I'm just very bad with if my attention is on one thing to then shift my focus onto something else. So I had my earpods in,
Whew.
listened to my parents talking, and so when you said like something about dinner, I did not clock what you were talking about whatsoever.
My parents having dinner, not me.
No,
And I was like,
it
I was
sounded
trying
like
over to cook
it
for
sounded
you,
like
but
are
fine.
you still? To me, it was like, are you still calling? Like, is the call still going, or are you just like doodling on your phone? I was like, yeah, I'm still calling my parents. So miscommunication.
Of course. I feel like the miscommunication part
I'm
of that is
sorry.
you
I'm
not
sorry
listening.
if I
That's
hurt
okay.
your
I was
feelings.
very upset.
Yeah, I could tell.
What did upset me was on Hell Let Loose, of course. We finally got in a game because the Wi-Fi kept crashing, and just as it was getting hot, we were
It was just getting spicy.
we were raiding the enemy outpost,
Tasty.
killing the Nazis,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden the game crashed.
No, because
the
it's a
Wi-Fi
game
crashed,
that
the
is-
stream stopped.
That is like generally quite slow. Like
Yeah.
you don't run into enemies
yeah,
that
it's lots
often,
of
and if
tactics
it's
and
just
stuff.
if it's usually just like one or two.
Yeah.
But like that was like an actual action.
We're going for their outpost.
There's
This is it.
Something happening.
So if you're watching that, I mean, the last 10 minutes of where it is like creme de la creme gameplay.
Yes.
You can ignore my aim for a lot of that. It's not bad.
No, I mean if you're last 10 minutes.
last
then
10 minutes is actually okay.
It's very
Before
good.
that, you know.
I'm definitely glad they follow you because it was my first time playing it,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's enough said.
How did you find it though?
It's quite. I mean, it's difficult. I think it definitely doesn't help that my computer isn't very powerful at the moment.
That's an understatement.
So like I had to put all the settings on, or I put them all on the lowest possible just to see like how it runs, and it's still not very smooth. But like I can't see a lot of things. Like I don't have a lot of detail. And that surely makes stuff difficult if you're trying to like spot the enemy from a distance and you're like, is that a tree trunk? Is it just grass? Or is it actually moving, or is it just me?
I never think I can tell when you're getting shot at by someone how good their PC is by if they keep shooting you if you lie down.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of people will just stop shooting if you lie down because you're like, oh, I'm dead, don't shoot now, and they'll just stop firing.
Yeah.
Because they can't tell the difference, whereas if you've got a bit
That's
more
my
detail.
tactic.
So yeah, if you're watching the game streams, they'll all be from my point of view.
Yeah.
Because I've got the PC power to actually stream and game at the same time.
Sadness.
It's okay though.
Though
Upgrades be coming.
I've now bought into computer stuff.
Yeah. What did you go for?
What did I go for?
Tell
we
people,
can.
do you know?
Do I know?
You
No.
should.
I bought something, but I'm not sure what exactly it was. It was a what's it? A AMD Ryzen 7 3700X is what I went for, third generation.
Look at this guy.
I have a MSI B450 M-A motherboard. No, what's it? Pro Max motherboard, because it sounds fancy.
Which is like a 50% chance that chip will need a BIOS update on the motherboard, but that's okay.
That's
know how
okay.
to do that. I can do that from my computer.
You know how to do that.
So that's no worries.
I bought myself a power supply so I can power these things, and EVGA, exactly.
Very nice.
And a good healthy amount of RAM.
Yes.
So I've got 32 gigs of RAM, which is more than you would need for gaming, but that's because I obviously want to do some video editing myself. And for those things to render quickly, efficiently, you need a bit more workspace, I guess.
More RAM, and that's why I went for the 8-core 16-thread processor as well, instead of just a 6-core.
Yeah. So I think what I'm still missing, I also got M.2 so I can boot.
Yeah.
I can get Windows onto something and boot it. So I'm still missing a case, a graphics card, and a proper monitor.
Yes, because the monitor you're on is the old.
It's bad.
So this is the thing.
That's probably also why the game runs so bad. Like I can't see because the monitor just does not show anything.
On like VR goggles, you get what's called the screen door effect, where there's like black around a pixel.
Yeah.
You get
because
that
they're so
on
close.
the TV. So to put into perspective how old that TV is, that was the living room TV of my parents. 2006. I don't know. Then when they got a new TV, it became my like bedroom TV as a teenager. That as soon as we moved into a flat here, got replaced with like a proper TV. So that thing is old and it's been second-handed.
So it's a proper hand-me-down.
Although I'm gonna keep it because
hand-me-down.
Hand-me-down, yeah.
Hand-me-down.
Either you can use it as a second monitor for like Discord. Not that you'd ever want to read anything on it, but you never know.
I don't do that.
No. But it's got a what are they called? PS2.
Oh.
What are they called? I don't even know anymore. They're like the red, yellow, and blue cables.
That stuff.
Yeah, super old school, like a massive block by this size. But TVs just don't have that connector anymore. And I think you can get adapters, but they can be a bit finicky.
Yeah.
So I think the TV works. I'm just going to keep it for PS2 just in case we ever want to play Need for Speed or something.
Yeah, we have storage space. Yeah. No, but that's definitely an update. Some of the parts should be arriving tomorrow even. Because Amazon is still working.
Yeah, I had that moment of looking for stuff. I was like, why is everything out of stock? And I was like, global crisis. Yeah.
What? My days have not changed at all. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, essentially. But no, that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
You'll be able to play
and work.
And
work and play. Because that's how life is.
Yeah, and you may have thought that we don't actually have a case for it, or you don't have a case for it, yeah. But that's okay, because we chuck on the box on the motherboard and...
Yeah, or like duct tape it to a wall.
Yeah. Please no.
Please no. Yeah, no.
Oh, that's exciting.
That's
exciting.
kind of. I think you're excited.
I'm excited.
We spent a good while. We did the whole shebang of like, I made a very pretty. I'm very proud of this. A spreadsheet.
It was actually very colorful.
Yeah, it's colorful, color coded, and just like all the options, viable options that I have with like different parts and how to assemble them in different ways to, I don't know, go through the price points.
Realistic ones.
In the end, it was 9.
No. But we started to cut down.
Yeah.
And finding that kind of best price to performance. And you still got a bit of flexibility there in terms of graphics card as well.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you spent a lot of time researching that stuff for me. Like, hey Jonas, this would work, this could work, and these could go together, and this doesn't make sense. And I
was like, if you're gonna do it right, you know, there's no point in. I mean, if you go pre-built, then obviously pay a premium for that, and that's fine. But I mean, you were confident that you can build it, and I can definitely help.
Yeah. That's gonna be an extra video, guys. We're gonna do some proper PC building tutorial stuff.
I wouldn't go so far as to say tutorial, but fail video.
Yes.
It'll be better than The Verge.
Yeah, that's true. I think I've seen enough computer built videos to call myself an expert. You know.
Yeah, sure.
Not cocky. It's just. Confident.
I once RMA'd SSD that almost definitely just had a loose SATA port. But it's fine. Samsung provided me with a new one.
Nice. Thank you, Samsung.
I didn't think... I did it on one side, obviously. But it never occurred to me that the motherboard side could have been knocked. Because that cable is right underneath the graphics card. So there's nothing there. Nothing can touch it. And it was only after the fact. And I was like, oh, why isn't the new one reading? And I thought, I'll just check. And I was like, it's a bit loose. Whoops.
Oops.
But, you know,
oopsie.
All's well that ends well. But no, that'll be good fun, I think.
Yeah, no, it's a little project.
A little project. And it means we'll finally be able to actually... So you'll be able to edit on your PC a little bit.
Yeah.
And play games and just be a bit faster than slow. So at the moment you're rocking, what, a 6-core Intel Xeon chip from about 2011?
Yeah.
2009 even, maybe? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's like 2.8 gigahertz boost.
It's like an i3?
No, it's Xeon chip.
Xeon.
So it's not even meant for... daily stuff. Is like a workstation chip.
It works though.
Yeah. RX 580, which isn't a bad graphics card, and DDR3 RAM.
Yeah.
Very fast.
What you gonna do?
Yeah, but that'll arrive just in time for us to get our live stream set up as well.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
And I will be selling that. So
if you're in the market for a PC that's, I mean, we've just ridiculed.
No, but like, I mean, I am doing all these things. I am playing all the games and I'm working on it and stuff. So if that's what you want, what you need out of your machine, stick around and we'll definitely put an ad up.
No, for sure, definitely. Like because we should. So you got that in November, December, as kind of because obviously I'm big on the PC kind of side of things in terms of I like tech. Yes, I don't know. I like all this stuff.
I like it.
I keep up to date with it, and I thought it'd be cool if Jonas got into PC gaming because we did a bit of PS4 because we got 2 PS4s in the house.
Yeah.
I upgraded to PS4 Pro because my old one was a fire hazard. It's very, very loud.
It is very loud.
But yeah, I was like, you know what? It's like a second living room thing. We played a bit of For Honor, which is like a cool fighting game.
Yes.
Good fun. And I was like, okay, you are getting into gaming, maybe getting into PC gaming, but it's quite an investment to get into PC gaming. Like, if that's all you're going to use your PC for, that's like, you're looking at, what, £800? Really?
Yeah.
To be able to play everything well, like to equivalent standard. So we'll get a cheaper thing just to see if you like it, and it can play easier games really well. But yeah, no.
I'm just a natural born PC gaming talent, so it would be wasted.
Yeah,
if I didn't.
I know. To be honest, the monitor is the thing. 50 hertz, 720p. Whew.
Yeah, it's such a weird dimension as well. It's
you can only see like so about here to here on like a Google document for whatever reason, and the rest is filled up with tabs or like accept cookie adverts, whatever. It's not the best.
No,
that's okay.
No, that needs replacing.
Exciting.
Yeah,
we have sat through all the Resident Evil films.
Yes, we have said we would do it, and we did it.
We did it.
Well, we sat through 4.
We sat through 4 of them. We have no access to 5 or 6 without buying them, and I'm not buying 5 and 6. There's no way.
So if you want to send us money to watch the last 2...
They're like £8 a piece on Amazon, I think. They're hideously expensive.
Now I know how they made their money.
Yeah, it was really interesting to see how much they made, though.
It's incredible.
So, like, the 4th one and the 6th one both made over 300 million, which is well over the budget.
Yeah, the budget for the films was like 40?
Yeah, 50 million. And even if you include double that for marketing, which is probably how...
Oh, maybe if they don't include that, yeah.
But then that's still hundreds of millions, which for... Maybe not like massive Hollywood films, like it doesn't sound like a lot, but for, you know, actual business, that's great, you know?
Especially for the time that they were released. Like, it's not a contemporary blockbuster where tickets are more expensive and it's more of an event going to the cinema and stuff.
No one is going to the Resident Evil movie launch event. Like,
I'm sure I think
they definitely
that's what I think is like it is a niche audience, so you will have those people, and all of those people will go. So it's not like you're trying to play to mainstream and kind of fishing for everyone to go.
I think there is a market for it, though. I think people do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Go. I mean, especially those who have played the games will probably want to see
especially now, actually, because that's Resident Evil 2 and 3 have been remade.
Mm-hmm.
And they're actually, like, I think Resi 2 got Game of the Year last year.
Ooh.
So I wonder if now there'll be more of a thing, although they did just release the final chapter, which is like the 3rd time they've meant to end it, but you know, but no, there's definitely like a market for it. The games are pretty mainstream still. But no, what did you think of the films?
The films definitely feel like we are playing a video game.
Yeah.
Because there's always like, oh, it could end here. No, it could end here. No, it could
end here. To go,
so it's like it keeps.
I don't know. Escalating.
Yeah, the plot just keeps evolving within the film, and then obviously from film to the next film, it's even the whole escalating thing. Like it gets bigger and bigger, and I don't know, wasn't bad. The CGI is awful. But that's also just because they're old.
Yeah, I think, like, especially the difference between the first one and the second one is huge. Like, the second one I think is very watchable, whereas the first one, when you see, like, the lickers, which are, like, the big dog-like enemies, but not dogs, they're different, you definitely go a bit like, ooh.
Yeah.
But that's 2002, like, that is still...
I mean, it does look a lot like a 2D animation.
Yeah, it's not pretty at all.
But yeah,
but I think 3 was... No, 2 was absolutely fine, and I think 3 and 4 are...
Yeah?
There's nothing in them that would be like, oh.
Yeah?
You think?
I don't know which... I think 2 would be my favorite, though.
Fair.
Well, what do you say? What is your favorite?
Probably 2 as well.
Yeah?
I don't mind 3, though.
No.
I really don't. So that's the one in the desert.
Yeah.
So
maybe to give some context, number 1 is...
they're in an underground facility.
You have the Umbrella Corporation who does the whole biological weapons thing, and so they have this virus that gets exposed, and they have the underground stuff that gets put into lockdown, and a team of people who...
The Umbrella Corp.
Well, no, what does the squad do?
So they're going... So basically, they don't know that the T-virus got let out. So the AI that kind of controls the facility killed everyone, and Umbrella don't know why, so they're sending in a squad of people to go and find out what happened and shut down the AI. And then it turns out that AI was locking all the doors and making sure that the zombies that came from the virus don't get out, so when they take out the AI, they're then trapped in this facility surrounded by zombies. It feels like it's shot on a studio, like just the undergroundness of it all.
Oh yeah.
I definitely think like it's all shot in very made sets. That's fine though. Like I think it's for starting off a franchise.
No, I had no issue with that whatsoever.
No, for sure.
It's I don't know. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like as a film, and like holistically it makes sense.
I think what really stands out is that none of the characters were given any form of weapons training.
Oh, yes.
It's hilarious to see these meant to be like, tactical. They're all dressed up like old school SAS guys, and like they're blacked out. And they're just, no scopes are used. They've all got a sight on their gun, but they're just like fired down here.
Yeah, that's what I love. Oh. Like, you don't even have it in your shoulder, but just like from your hip. And you're like, this isn't
not a practical way. And I think like it's obviously really hard to do. But they all blink a lot while shooting.
Yeah.
And to make that worse, they often slow motion it, so it's just this like boom. And you're like, oh no, like it's such a natural reaction obviously to firing a gun.
But it's just not cool.
But it looks awful. Because I actually showed you compared to it's Robert Patrick is the guy that played the T-1000 in Terminator 2.
Yes.
And he learned to fire a gun without blinking.
Taught himself.
Yeah, literally. So he just spent ages at the range. So there's this great gif online of him just shooting and just eyes don't even move. But he spent quite a lot of time preparing for that role.
I guess that's a skill.
Yeah.
Like he's definitely.
But if you're gonna go slow motion, I feel like it does just.
They do a lot of slow motion.
A lot of slow motion.
But I think that's also like video game. It's all part of the aesthetic,
this is the thing
which is cool.
Because the games aren't like that at all.
No.
So I agree. I think the films look like they feel like a video game.
Yeah.
But not Resident Evil.
Okay.
The game. I think that's the weirdest thing, because like the games are very slow paced horror. You've got like resource management. You make sure you don't run out of bullets. The only rooms that are safe are like the safe rooms where you can save. The rest of the maps are.
Okay.
It takes ages to kill a zombie, so you might as well just like shoot his leg off and run past. And
I see.
like really not action games, with the exception of like Resident Evil 6, which didn't do very well at all. But these films came out before that game came out.
Okay.
So all the ones that came up before the films were like very slow-paced horror games, and the action films that are made, and they're like, this feels like a video game, but not the video game it's based on. It feels way more like Call of Duty with zombies,
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Cool,
sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's to the film's detriment.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I like the kind of meta plot that spans through it. So like the Umbrella Corporation that's trying to like develop the bioweapons while surviving, and how do they get out of that situation. I think that's quite cool. It's not something you usually see.
No, I mean that they managed to have just some kind of thread to tie all of them together, but it's not too tight, it's still quite loose, and once they get up to the surface out of from the first one to the second one, they're in a different city.
Same city.
Same city? No, they go to Raccoon.
That's where the first one's at.
Is that? They're under Raccoon? And
they're under Raccoon City.
Ah.
The second one's out.
Wow.
So they follow the game plots very loosely. It's different characters, but yeah. Definitely they mix up the environments a lot in each one.
Is good.
Which is good work.
Good.
If you said 4 in the prison, I think it's different enough.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel like 4 films like it's filmed on location rather than like in an underground studio thing.
Yeah.
The first one. So I definitely think they mix it up. The zombies adapt a little bit, so they get faster, or there's like the angry variants, so the ones with the big tentacle mouths. Whatever you're into.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like all. Some of the things are just not explained, like the mutations or
to be a virus mutating.
Yeah. No, especially the guy in number 4. There's this one like huge monster zombie with a axe hammer meat beater.
It looks like a potato masher on one side. It's
yeah. I don't know what that is, but he's just some.
I think it's meant
to
be
looks like a huge
that he's
boss.
Like Nemesis in the second one, where it's like another weapons program that they're just testing out. I think it's kind of implied, but they definitely don't specify.
Yeah.
No, I think for what they are, like in terms of light entertainments, we watched 3 of them in one night, and then the other one the next day. They're very easy to get through.
Yeah.
So yeah,
very well paced. Like you can
100%, yeah.
Even though it's like this could end here, but it picks right up again. So you're never really bored.
No, and they're also not too fast as well. So I do think that's a risk for these kind of films that are just tiring almost because they're just so quick. You need to give a minute to breathe, and I think like a lot of the characters aren't developed that well, but there's
hardly any of them.
But there's enough that are that it's okay.
Yeah,
I definitely think.
Yeah, I don't know. It's. I mean, a lot of them are just like introduced and a lot of them also just die.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough, and that's why it's okay for them to die, because, like, we aren't too invested in them. But I think because of the situation, the characters depend on each other so much that they are invested in each other, and so that definitely helps for us to like also be invested in them through the characters that we do follow. So I think that totally works.
I was impressed,
and I definitely liked like how you're that's the main character from the game. So I was like, okay, well, we'll definitely be following this one then.
So they meet Chris,
in 4.
In 4, yeah. And like if you play the games, you know it's like, okay, it's Chris Redfield. For sure. And you're like, oh, I wonder if he's a prisoner, I wonder if he's not. It's like, he's not, it's Chris Redfield.
Yeah, and then he's like, oh, his sister Claire. And he's like, Claire? I'm your brother, whatever. It's like, it doesn't come as a surprise.
It's not a surprise if anyone's played the games. In saying that, I haven't played the games because...
You just knew.
Well, I don't know. I just kind of missed that bandwagon as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Did you play Tomb Raider? I feel like it's very... Like, just having seen the films, I think it must be very...
They're really different.
But different games? Or is it just like...
They're both quite different.
Okay.
And Tomb Raider is a lot more like action than you know, a bit puzzle. I've got the Tomb Raider remake though. It was free.
Haha. Bargains.
I have not played it yet. I'll get to it.
Fair enough. No, but also, I mean...
The Tomb Raider films are way worse. I'm happy. I've not seen the latest one. I know you watched it and I caught a little bit and was like, no, I don't need to watch this.
I think that was quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It didn't look like it was for me.
No, I quite enjoyed that one.
I don't know.
No, but it's like definitely introducing a new character per film as well, which is very smart. So you have Alice, obviously the main character of the franchise. Then you have Jill Valentine. Yeah. Probably my favorite character so far.
Why?
I don't know. She was badass.
Right. But yeah, they had the guy with the golden deagles.
Yeah.
Who spanned 2 films. He was funny.
Yeah.
And Oliveira,
yes.
Yeah,
and obviously Claire and Chris.
Chris is only in the 4th one.
But yeah.
But yeah.
Progressively.
And Kmart. See, wow, so many memorable characters.
Kmart. Yeah.
The blonde girl.
Yeah.
I think they did a really good job of introducing a villain, like the next film's villain in each one as well. So the first one is definitely the zombies are the enemy, and that's fine. But then the second one, there's like the villain in that one, and then you briefly see scenes of Jorah Mormont's character.
Yeah.
I don't know the actress. Ian Glenn.
Ian Glenn.
There you go. Hi, Ian.
Hi.
And so you see little glimpses of him, and then he turns out to be the main villain in the 3rd one, and you see little villains of Wesker. Albert Wesker? He's the boss of Umbrella. You see little glimpses of him in 3, and he's the main villain in 4.
Yes.
And it goes off the rails in 5, and then 6, it's him
so it's
again,
good as like teasing the next film, but not a cliff. I mean, there's a huge cliffhanger at the end of 4. But that's the first one, so they don't have like cliffhangers, just like
something is going to happen, you know.
Yeah, you can presume something is going to, which is nice. Like, it's not such a huge setup, but you're still kind of like wondering what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know, for me it was really strange to watch the films and see actors that you basically don't see in anything else other than, like, say, Game of Thrones. Like, that's the only thing I've seen him in. And then to see him in Resident Evil, I was like, oh!
See, now you know why I thought, because I saw him in the other way. So when I see Jorah, I'm like, that's the guy from Resident Evil.
No.
It took a lot of years to get rid of that.
Or the dude in the first film who I looked up is also in Sex Education.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I've seen him in anything else. So.
Well, Chris Redfield, who's Prison Break man.
Oh, yeah. What?
And of course, he's a prisoner in a prison. I'm like, oh, no.
That was easy cast. They were probably like, for Prison Break, so we need someone who's like really good at breaking out of a prison, and he has a very intense stare.
Yeah.
Who do we know?
Okay, he does just stare and kind of whisper. It's like, I wonder how long this was before you get me out.
He's very mysterious.
Okay. Well, maybe you'd have been out sooner if they act like a human being.
Yeah.
But
or he just says some lines where you're like, you're definitely not helping yourself here. Like
the fact there was that Crystal.
Yeah.
That accent. Is very.
I was a swimmer in high school.
Yeah, she didn't last long.
If you're a swimmer in high school, give this video a thumbs up.
Wow, you're begging for likes half an hour in.
I don't know. I really want to do it because it seems like a fun thing to do, but it's also so trashy to like add. No,
there
it's
is a
not.
thing though. So if you are watching this video and you've made it half an hour in and you haven't pressed like, what are you doing? Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. It's fine. It's fine. Do you know what I'm not liking?
What?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
To the point where we haven't watched any more.
We haven't continued watching.
We haven't continued.
Well, that's fine. We've got other stuff.
We've got other stuff. And this is the thing. I was kind of like, because we sat down. Was it yesterday? Yesterday night. And you're like, I was watching YouTube, and you're kind of, I know, like a day's worth of content is uploaded to YouTube every minute, but somehow we've watched all of YouTube.
Kind of.
Yeah. So you were like, oh, do you want to watch some like proper TV? And I was like, yeah, I'm not even feeling Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And of course, the Wi-Fi then decided to chuck away its life.
Yeah, so we had no options in terms of digital.
Except DVDs. And like as soon as we found a DVD we wanted to watch, of course the Wi-Fi came back, but that was no avail. But we watched.
Decision was made.
Hot Rod.
Yes.
Which I was interested because it is Andy Samberg.
Mm-hmm.
It's the cast of Lonely Island, the band. They're all in it.
Andy Samberg is the main character in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same dude, and
he has not changed at all.
No, not at all. This one's quite old, so it's him being a stuntman.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
It's I mean it's definitely the kind of humor like what's it? Superbad or Napoleon Dynamite. Just like really I don't know, but I find it hilarious.
The thing is I think that film is really, really funny.
It's like over the top but very tastefully.
Yeah, there's no like random fart jokes or anything, and no joke overstays its welcome.
Mm-hmm.
There's no like 15-minute weird gross out comedy scene.
Mm-hmm.
The jokes are all well placed. They've all got, for the most part, a purpose towards where the film's going.
Yeah.
The odd bit is just random, but like
just very
not a lot.
But that's also cool because then you don't know if it's like if they do resolve most of them, but not all of them. It just keeps you guessing. But yeah, I think it's very cool how it just places a random thing or seemingly random things in front of you that do pay off. Very cool. And again, like we keep coming back to these things, like the plot in and of itself is not funny at all. It's about him trying to raise money
to save his dad who's dying, or his stepdad.
His stepdad is dying of some heart condition.
So he needs to raise money to get a
heart
transplant.
Funny.
Not funny.
It's super sad.
But the thing that makes it funny is the characters.
Yeah.
And I think it is, like you say, it's something we keep coming back to in terms of what makes something funny. It's funny writing, funny characters that's in place and makes sense. Not a situation that's funny, generally.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make the situations funny.
I think it's not quite that way. It's the situation isn't funny, but the way the characters deal with it
is funny.
Yeah. So
agreed.
Yeah.
No,
that's
so
definitely going to be a challenge. Like if we do get it more into, if we write more of
maybe we're writing something right now.
Because it's easy to analyze stuff. It's a whole another shebang to do it yourself. I don't know. I always find that obviously editing a script is so much easier than writing it in the first place.
What I do is difficult. No, easy.
Huh?
Well, I don't write scripts.
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't write a lot of scripts. But like.
I think writing comedy is very hard.
I always fall back to that though. Like I always fall back to writing jokes.
Oh, you don't even make that many jokes.
No, not like jokes, not like dad jokes, or I'm like writing having the characters make jokes or something. But I always like just the way the dialogue works that I write. I always have some kind of humor to it, I would say.
Okay. I mean, fair.
Yeah.
Just living a fun life.
I don't know. I like it. I just like. There's got to be something to it, because it can't all be depressing. Like. That would be just.
You're right. Schindler's List is full of jokes.
No, it's not. But I'm sure there's uplifting moments to relieve all the pain and depression. And I have to rewatch that film. little bit. There are definitely moments.
Honestly, I'm not sure. Definitely moments. The theme tune's nice.
Yeah. The color red is nice.
No, not when you see it on the girl the second time.
That's true.
Speaking of the color red, boom! Oh. What a segue.
Okay.
You've been playing Red Dead Redemption.
I have been playing Red Dead Redemption.
We're getting on.
On console.
On PS4, I know. Yeah. To be fair... Oh, wow, I'm sorry. I didn't sleep well last night. To be fair, I don't think your PC could run it. Currently. But you will be able to soon.
The thing is, having done most of the gaming recently on PC and now going back to console, is atrocious. Cause like just the whole muscle memory and way you work through things is so different. I mean, you said that especially aiming in Red Dead is bad.
It's bad for a console game, never mind, versus a mouse.
Yeah, because I mean, in the game it's if you press L2, you log on to lock.
You log into the game service. You're like,
no, you lock onto an enemy, but I don't know. At least 40% of the time, it doesn't actually take you to an enemy. It just takes you somewhere close or like not close at all.
Sometimes if you're not quite aiming in the right place, it'll just go straight on, and then you're like, well, this.
Yeah.
And you get the muscle memory of just locking, shooting,
yeah, obviously,
shooting, and then
you want to rely on that.
You just aim at a house and shoot, and you're like, well, that. All right, it's not like the reload times are quick in the game.
Yeah.
But even with that control,
yeah, I don't know, that's annoying, and that's also like in terms of walking and riding my horse and stuff, and the controls responding to what I'm doing, like I'm going straight, and then I move the joystick a little bit, but the character doesn't do anything. I'm like, riding into a wall now. No, that put aside, because it's obviously a game about the story. It's a story game, and that's, I think, in the forefront.
Yeah.
And that is definitely...
Although in saying that, there is the points. We did talk about this last time we talked about Red Dead.
Mm-hmm.
That there are songs that you know that you shouldn't know.
Mm-hmm.
We finally got our first one.
Yes.
Which was Unshaken by D'Angelo.
D'Angelo?
I don't know, right? There was twice that you nearly ran straight into a tree and then a boulder, and I was like, please don't fall off your horse right now.
But I did not.
You did not. You put it in cinematic mode and you just put the controller down. Because, like, I don't actually know what happens if you fall off your horse in one of those moments, but the song is timed perfectly to get you to point A to B where you're meant to go in the mission. And I was like, just please don't die. Like, it's such a heartfelt moment of reflection and, you know, character change.
It was hilarious to just feel the tension next to me.
You're riding around like this. I'm like, just come on, straight line. Please.
You not wanting me to ruin my moment of gameplay.
I mean, because obviously I know how much each moment kind of had an impact on me. I didn't have one just ruined, and I'm like, you're never gonna get that.
You're never gonna get that back.
Yeah, you can only experience it once.
Yeah.
But no, how's the story going for you?
The story's going great.
It's from chapter 6.
Yeah, it must be now. So we were up in the snowy mountains, then we were in Valentine. Chapter
right.
One.
I was like,
chapter 1 is
chapter
like,
4 you were.
No, chapter 1 is like the snowy mountains. Chapter 2 is Valentine doing some like small gangy stuff.
Yeah.
Chapter 3 is
Rhodes,
which
is like a southern town.
Yeah. Chapter 4 is a big city, Saint-Denis,
which is actually, I shouldn't have said that because I've forgotten the name of it. New Orleans.
Ah.
That's what it's based on.
That's what it's based on. Interesting. Chapter 5, I think, is...
Guarma?
Guarma is like a island just off of Cuba.
Two east.
Two east. I don't know. That was a bit of a weird chapter because it was really short. It felt much more like a shooter game because like every mission was just like go in and kill people and extract something or like do some action.
I'm glad that you did chapter 5 in one go actually, because I think if you play it over 2 sessions it does drag a bit, because like the game is really slow paced. It's like an old school western, not like a new Hollywood western, in that it's you're building up to these big bank heists where there's the shootout or these big story moments, and all of a sudden the game's, you're shooting, and you're shooting these guys, you have no idea who they are. They're not really developed at all.
Oh, no.
You're fighting 4 people that you've never even met. You've briefly heard name of the guy that runs the island, but that's it. And it's just a bit out of place.
Yeah.
In saying that, people maybe liked, I don't know if you guys liked the break in terms of the slow pacing.
Switching the scenery as well.
Because Chapter 6 does slow down again. So, you're changing up a bit, and especially the game is long, so it doesn't get stale. Personally, I do think it's a little bit of a misstep, but...
I don't know, it's hard to... It would be interesting to, like, theorize about how the game would be if you just took that out. Have them... Because they have a big bank heist that goes wrong, and that's why they have to flee. That's how they end up on the island, and then they come back to... finish the job in a way.
So they escape on a boat that crashes, I guess, or whatever, sinks.
But if they took that out, so if they don't escape using the boat, but they just escaped somewhere and then came back,
I think the problem is there's a lot of character development with Dutch and Arthur on the island, and they needed a reason for that to happen. Like, they needed a conflict there still. I think that's why it's there, because if you just had them escape on a boat, the boat crashes and they kind of land back in Saint Denis, you wouldn't have that. And then if you had them interact with the law in the main map, that'd be problematic, because it's like, well, why wouldn't they just...
Yeah, they also need a reason to be, thought of as dead.
Yeah, I mean, in saying that, they get found straight away.
Yeah.
So I don't know necessarily. I think it would be interesting to have them... So, I guess it's not really a spoiler, because it's on the map. So this one, it's the map that comes with Red Dead. So the half of the map from the first game is in Red Dead 2. And yeah, you know that, 'cause it's in online.
Yeah.
So you do know that. Cool. They could have had them land there, because there is a river.
Yeah.
So that is really only there for the online mode. So the story never goes there.
Okay.
Which I think is a wasted opportunity, because obviously they designed all this stuff, and it's obviously great for people that have played the first game and they're like, oh, we can go to all these towns, and you do kind of start there, and that you're in Blackwater at the very start, but you don't actually spend any time there.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of mentioned, and there is a clean line cutoff. You briefly go in to save Sean.
Yeah.
But apart from that, the whole rest of the town, Armadillo and Tumbleweed. I don't actually know what that town is. It still called Tumbleweed?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because it's not an active town in the first game.
Oh, okay. No, definitely exists.
But it definitely exists properly in the second one. Yeah. But they could have used that and fought with the law there, maybe, and then you'd have your May I Stand Unshaken riding back across.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's why, definitely getting that space, so you have the, what happened in Saint Denis is, cut off, and you come back to it sometime later, I think is necessary. That is a good step to do.
For sure. But it's not long enough that I think they couldn't have done that. And you still could have, you'd be fighting lawmen that are way away. Yeah. You'd still have your disagreements with Dutch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's going... I mean, the main character, Arthur Morgan, and Dutch is he's going a bit wild. He's going crazy. I think if he says, we just need more money one more time...
I have a plan.
I'm also going to lose it.
Oh, man.
It's so clear. His character is so money-driven, in a way. Yeah.
I guess for, a gang of outlaws... That's kind of the one thing that kind of keeps you together.
Yeah. But I'm also his, I would say moral compass is very progressive. All the things with Native Americans and also black people.
Oh yeah. Do you think maybe he's just using them to his own gain?
Doesn't seem like it.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah?
We'll see. So they do more with the Native American flaw in the future. So
okay.
You'll get there.
I see.
It's interesting. But no, there's kind of two sides to that coin, because there's the old chief.
Yeah.
That's we need to do this diplomatically and, peacefully.
Yeah.
and there's his son who is like willing to fight the Americans, which, as we all know, didn't work.
Yes.
But they don't know that yet.
They don't know that yet.
They don't have the benefit of hindsight.
Yeah.
So yeah, that gets built upon a little bit more, I think.
Interesting.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so you got... Chapter 5 is definitely the roughest patch.
But I'm now more than halfway.
Just.
Yeah. Which is insane, because there's not a lot of chapters to go still, is there?
Who knows?
Who knows?
I know. You know.
6 or 7, is it? So
if
that's
halfway,
one or
surely
two
there's
more.
12.
There's not more than 2 more chapters to go.
Well, sadly, Arthur Morgan does have...
TB, yeah.
And you know what? Spoilers, like, the game's been out 2 years.
No.
You should know. You know?
I mean,
yeah,
if I know,
yeah,
then you should know. Because
he's got tuberculosis as well, so he's looking a bit sickly, got a bit of a cough.
That was done really well. Because, like, they built that up slowly, progressively, and to the point where, like, I could tell that his coughing throughout, like, chapter 4 and 5 got more and more and more, and then now in chapter 6...
He's confirmed he went to the doctor.
Yeah, he goes to the doctor. So it's not like, we just need this to happen right now, so we have a plot point and can continue on this path, but, like, they actually know that's going to happen, and so they build it in early on. Well, you said there's a specific point where it happens, like on one of the missions.
So in chapter 5, the mission ends. It's just after you snipe all the Spanish. And it's like the game cuts their aspect ratio when there's like a cinematic, and it was a cinematic of just walk, and that was it.
Yeah.
And just briefly, but he does a wee cough there, and I think that's there to kind of, if people haven't noticed, that every now and then at the start or end of a mission he does a wee like that's like he is coughing, you know, like just in case someone hasn't picked up on it. But I obviously didn't want to ask you if you'd picked up, because that's a huge giveaway if I'm like, oh, you noticed he's coughing quite a bit. That's just planting an idea, but I'm glad that you did pick up on that, because I think that's definitely one of the things when you compare it to, so in terms of like runtime, you know, like it's obviously long. You're looking at, say, take Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's about the same length. You know, but to have everything written out, start to finish, with your core group of characters, you know what every single one of them is going to do from like a writing point of view, obviously. I think it does just show the kind of character development that can be done. You know, and you're only halfway, and already you've had these huge character changes that have taken so long to do, and they're just, you know, they're natural. And I think it shows what good writing can really lend to things. Even if the gameplay is a little bit janky, the graphics are very pretty, but it's not the prettiest it could be on console. You know, that aside, if the writing's good.
Yeah, and I think it is very impressive that they do manage to plan something at a time where it is not obvious at all what effect it will have, because it is one of the first missions in chapter 2 where you have to go and collect some debt money that's owed, and this guy coughs right in your face, and you said that's where
you get it.
He gets it, but I know that's easily 30 hours of gameplay before you actually get the confirmed TB.
I don't think many people picked up on their first run, so you go back to that family and he died, like the guy that coughed in you, and he's like, oh, he wasn't well. But I don't think many people remember.
No.
In saying that, maybe you'll get reminded soon.
Yeah, no, but I think that's so smart that they do think of that. Like, it doesn't come out of the blue.
There's a reason. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just like, oh, no, you got it. You know, okay, cool.
Yeah, or also, say, there's a character, Sadie Adler, that you rescue very early on from the O'Driscoll gang.
First mission, I think.
I think so, yeah.
It's very early.
Yeah, it's like one of the first 2 missions. And now she's like all wanting, like hunting down the O'Driscolls as well.
Yeah.
So there's a very clear motivation for that as well. And like it doesn't happen in most of the other chapters, but now it still makes total sense why she would do that.
Yeah. And her kind of character development, because she goes from kind of being like a helpless survivor of a tragedy to I think
she's running the group now,
has
basically.
to defend the camp out of necessity at some point, and then she realizes, okay, no, I can't handle a gun.
Yeah.
And then when you guys all end up in Guarma, she kind of gets everyone together and runs it.
Yeah.
Which is great character development, yeah.
Strong.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like it.
Anything else you want to chat about?
I was going to mention, also now talking about strong female characters, very obvious in Resident Evil.
Yeah, Mila Jovovich.
Yeah, her, but also, like...
Jill Valentine, Claire Redfield, Kmart.
Yeah.
That's it.
Solid.
I mean, all the villains are men.
Yes.
Patriarchy.
And also the male good guys, basically all of them die. Except for Chris. Chris hasn't died yet.
Yeah, he's only been in one film now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he'll die later. I don't actually remember.
So...
But yeah, no, I think it's...
Clear cut.
A thing of writing people with their... writing characters in mind, knowing what they are.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's why I obviously got no problem with, like, Kill Bill, which is a nice example I always use for a strong female protagonist, because she acts within her own... Like, in the Volume 2 of Kill Bill, they very clearly set what she's capable of, and she fights within those capabilities the whole time, no problem.
Yeah.
It's when people are doing unrealistic things. So, like, if you had... I don't know.
Unrealistic is outside of what you have established as
yeah. So, like, in Fast and Furious, I don't know if this actually happens, I can't really remember, but I know Vin Diesel and Charlize Theron go up against each other. Or actually, no, taking Charlize Theron. What's the film that she did?
Atomic Blonde?
Atomic Blonde.
Yes.
I don't buy it.
I didn't watch it.
Okay, there's that great one-take scene for the thing, but it's essentially ripping off John Wick, which is another problem in itself. But there's a lot of hand-to-hand stuff in that. I just don't think... Like, it's not like she's just fighting thugs. Like, she's fighting people that are there to kill her.
Yeah.
You know, like, they are hired professionals, just like she is. In the way they set up that world, I just don't buy it. They were not shown that she's particularly exceptional until that point in the film, where all of a sudden they've given her the best choreography and everyone else is crap. I just think this...
I would definitely prefer something like Mission Impossible 5, where you have the WWE
Ronda Rousey.
Ronda, yeah.
Is she in Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
Oh.
And she has like a huge fight scene where it's like...
You think of Fast and Furious?
No, it's...
Okay, she's in Fast and Furious 2. Or not 2, as in like as well. She's in the one on top of the skyscraper where they drive the car at the building.
Oh, then I am thinking of...
Called it.
Oh, yes.
I was like, I've not seen Mission Impossible 5.
It's also in Dubai.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's Mission Impossible 4 is in Dubai.
Yeah, there's a reason why I'm mixing it up. Fair enough, then I am thinking of that.
Yeah,
That's a brilliant
Of course, that makes sense. You know.
Yeah. And you would also, after that, you would definitely be like, okay, either of them could take out any guy that is maybe not The Rock.
No, but that's the thing, if you put The Rock against Charlize Theron, I'm like, I'm not gonna buy it. Just by pure physics. Like, it doesn't make sense. Gunfights, no problem.
And Alice in Resident Evil, you totally buy it.
Of course, even before, because in the third one especially, and the second one as well, she gets, like, superpowers. And they even mention, like, Jill Valentine in the second one's like, I'm good, but I'm not that good. But in 4, she loses her powers, but I'm like, I'd buy it.
Yeah.
She's not doing anything, like, superhuman, and that also, most of it's gun stuff as well, which doesn't hurt. But no, I think, like, when stuff's written with the characters in mind, whereas if it's just a cheap thing, so, like, Ocean's 8, gender swapping all the characters feels cheap and lazy.
Yeah.
And stuff like Black Widow.
Yeah.
ScarJo. Like, not only is she like a woman, which, no offense.
Not only.
No. But she's
Finish
like.
that sentence.
Yeah. Hang on. Captain America, when he's just a man, he's still a wimp. He's useless.
Yes.
Right? He gets given super serum.
Yeah.
To be even a contender.
Yeah.
Black Panther gets super plant to become super. Hawkeye is very good with a bow. I don't know, at least there's some range there, right? But for Black Widow, it's like, no, she's just good at martial arts. Like, that's not a contender. People are like, oh, she deserves her own film. Like, to be honest, I'm not surprised it took this long, because she's got nothing. You know? Marvel would need to increase their ability to film good martial arts fight scenes for that film to be interesting.
That is so true.
If they could film it, like, Into the Badlands or The Raid or anything like that, they could manage it.
Yeah.
But until that point, it's going to be really boring.
Very different kind of film.
No,
I don't know. I think with her, it's just what I would think they do is just bring in so much more backstory, because right now that's all we know of, like, the Black Widow, and in terms of conflict, like, she has some kind of backstory that is messed up.
The time to introduce backstory, by the way, if you're a writer out there, is before you kill the character. But no, or Into the Badlands is another good example.
Obituary, like, and everyone starts talking about how she was and stuff, and then the whole film is just a massive flashback.
It's horrible.
That would be...
Okay, no. Into the Badlands and Black Sails, our favourite TV show ever. Both have very strong female characters.
Yes,
that are written brilliantly. And should be checked out for sure. It's when it's a cliche, that's when I'm not a fan.
No.
We talked about that
too many out there.
Yeah.
But
no cliches here from two straight white men.
Hey. No, but I think it's so important for us to be aware of that.
Yeah.
Because only then can we hope to do better ourselves.
Of course. I don't know. It was definitely a thing. So
if you think we're talking trash, definitely let us know.
It was a problem I had when in the Glasgow Film Uni course, which I'm going to talk about because I can. I don't do it anymore. But I dropped that course because they spent a hideous amount of time talking about how women don't win enough Oscars and stuff. And for everyone in that course is probably an aspiring filmmaker. And it was pretty evenly gender split as well. 50% male, 50% female. I think, if anything, actually, maybe slightly more female.
Yeah.
It's 60-40. But to say women don't win enough Oscars, you're kind of like, okay, A, I don't vote for who wins the Oscars. B, most films that are made at the moment are made by men. Like, even just out there, that's cool. And especially filmmakers from the 70s, of course. You know? But, like, if Steven Spielberg got snubbed for an Oscar, you'd be a bit like, you know. Although, admittedly, most of his films are Oscar bait now. So that's fine.
Yeah.
But, like, if he had another great film that didn't win because we needed to give it to something else, that'd be a shame. In the same way, that works the other way around. If you win an Oscar that's given to you because you've got something, you know, whatever it may be, your person of color, or your gender, or disability.
Yeah, then
are you winning it?
Yeah, then you take away the validation of you've got this because of your achievement. Yeah, and I also think like it is a problem to, I don't know, say this is wrong in the past, you know, because it's hard to change that. I mean, I totally understand that it's an issue of like how do we change it in the future. But to just criticize the past is...
No, see, for me, the way I would do it would be, like, well, okay, don't focus on the filmmaker at all. You know, gender shouldn't matter. Watch what comes out.
That's the thing with, like, having CVs without a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, because it doesn't matter to most jobs what you look like.
Modeling's going to be hard.
Yeah, I mean acting as well. Like there's
4
definitely
pages
headshots
description.
Because...
You're like, a picture would help.
Yeah, no, but for most jobs it doesn't matter, and so like it would make sense to maybe just take that, because I think that's amazing watching a film and not knowing who the director is. Yeah, maybe you can tell because it's a specific signature, like and you can tell their style.
But then that's probably a good mark of a director anyway, unless it's a really bad style.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely think the way I would do it would be to train up people as equals, and then they will make films as equals. Because obviously, in terms of filmmaking, there is no difference. You know, the gender of the person doesn't matter. Although, when the Wachowski brothers were no longer the Wachowski brothers, they started making Jupiter Ascending. So maybe there's.
But they also made Sense8, which is amazing. So. Yeah.
I don't know. But no, I just think it's a shame when that's what's focused on. Like, my enjoyment of Hurt Locker doesn't change at all, knowing who directed it.
It's a great movie. Know. I do know, but like...
No, and
it's
like...
not why I watched it, and not why I enjoyed it.
No. Yeah. It's a weird thing, but... Hey-ho! Mini rant over? That was like a couple minutes. Yeah. If you disagree, let us know down below.
Yes, please.
Definitely people do. But for me, I'd like to just pretend it's not an issue, and then it'll not be an issue as long as everyone is actually.
Not pretend that it's not an issue.
No, it's an issue, but just put it to one side.
Yeah, and like
don't think about that stuff.
Yeah, and be open. I mean, that's. I mean, we can't change that we're straight white men,
but we can hire women.
Okay, we can be open to. We can hire women. No, but we can be open to collaborations. It's not.
No, of course. Yeah, of course. Like
we can hire women. That is bad.
That was meant very nicely.
No, but like, sure, we are running a film production company.
Our film has a female lead.
Yes, and the next script I wrote also has a female lead. Like, there are definitely problems with that. Like, I'm writing characters that have issues that I probably don't know a lot about, but like, at least that's...
Just because your life is so perfect that nothing's ever gone wrong.
No. I'm talking about male versus female.
You were like writing dialogue. You're like, is this what they'd say? I'm like, right, give it to someone damaged. I'll fix this.
No, but like, it is a step forward into representation. Is like being open to like, I don't care if my director
saying that, I also don't like ticking boxes. That really bugs me. So when films are like, we've got a black man, a white woman, a gay man, and a straight Chinese, white male, and, a Chinese guy and a Mexican guy, and you're like, this is not that racism should exist, but it's just a group of characters I've never actually seen interact before in real life. Or like, so Scotland is a very white country. So if Scotland,
okay,
where we are, so like if we were shown a school, if there was like a school drama made in Scotland where half the school was black, I would be like, that's just not Scotland. Not because it's racist, it's just not an accurate depiction of what it is. We'd be like, okay. No, or like a train spotting, if they switch the cast. The thing is, you'd have to then hire non-Scottish actors because there isn't a 50% split. You'd have to be very selective with your casting process, which is just like, it's not bad, but I'd rather it just be accurate with where you're filming, in terms of that kind of diversity. Yeah. It'd be weird, like, if we watched Train to Busan and they were like, yeah, here's the American person, just so we have one. You're like, oh, but we're in Korea.
It was in Raid 2, where they're in the club, and, like, all the club guests are, like, Caucasian. Yeah. Like, that felt so out of place, but I could also totally see how that is realistic, because, like, the high-end, high society, or, like, people who go to party probably are, like, Western tourists who just like go there to spend their money. So yeah.
No, for sure. But definitely, I think, like, where's that thing like The Matrix? You can get away with it because it's not the real world. Yeah. If you're not going to film the real world, or it's
not a real place, so they
like
can
the
make
diversity in Star Wars. No problem with. You can do whatever you want. It's Star Wars. Yeah.
And then do it. Then
for sure. I'm not going to be sitting there like, Finn's only black because it's ticking boxes. Like, no, do it. I don't. In fact, the clones are all black. So yeah. Exactly. No problem there. But if you're setting something in the real world, try and keep it real.
Or make that your subject in trying to change it.
Yes, of course.
Then if you're if you're just gonna dump it on, then
never address it. I mean, we did talk about that. It was Lady and the Tramp, was it? They just ignored slave rights, and just slavery issues. And
bad. But I think that's all we can.
That's all we can say on that. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. Thanks for watching. We got music coming, I think.
Yeah. We got some suggestions. If you have more suggestions for me to sing stuff, let us know.
Not musicals, please. I don't want to listen to it.
You don't want to listen to me practicing that.
Yeah, and actually, I was thinking that, saying... Yeah? Going back to music.
Oh, okay.
We've gotten into a little bit of heavier metal again. And you're all like...
Sure, yeah.
Well, we listen to our music together, so...
Yeah, fair enough.
No, but it's funny when you're like... Because I do listen to music a lot on repeat, and you're just like, where is this coming from? I'm like, I have every album. That is funny. But yeah, cool.
See you guys around.
We're probably going to watch Terminator, I think, next.
Yeah, as our next. Yeah.
Maybe the first two.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyways.
See you later.
Bye. I wasn't sure you were doing it.
Well, bye.